We had a lot of drafts, and we were burning a lot of fuel to try and keep warm, and the biggest problem we had was the cold seemed to come from the ground up, whereas cold usually settles from your shoulders down. It was a bit odd. So we got them to come out, and they gave us a number of indications of where we could seal things up and do things a bit better. But they advised us in the first instance about underfloor insulation, which is something I hadn't thought of. It's made a big difference actually. To heat a house like this, because we're not on the local gas grid, we use a wood burning stove, and it can get really expensive. So that's why we sort of went for underfloor insulation and ceiling insulation as well. I wanted someone local, trying to support the local businesses. I also had ecoMaster come out once before to do a check for drafts and other whatnot, so I was fairly impressed with the way they did business. I did a little bit of looking around on the web, and they kept coming up, so I gave them a call. They looked at a gamut of things, and the report was very, very comprehensive when I received it. And it was a little bit shocking when you first read that you've got substantial drafts that you don't think you have. So when they indicated it to us, it was like a light bulb went on. So we did discuss with Maurice a number of things to try and reduce the heat during the summer, as well as trying to keep the cold out during the winter. He spoke about underfloor insulation, ergo, that's why we've now got it. He told us that our ceiling insulation was below par. It was 70s technology and things had changed a great deal. So we were convinced to change that. Maurice himself is a gentleman. He's old school, you know, he's of my generation, so he's easy to talk to. He's obviously knowledgeable about what he does, and he comes across as being passionate about what he does too. So that was one of the things why when we came to do the retrofit, we were happy to use ecoMaster. Underneath the house, we can actually walk underneath the house, and it does look fairly impressive. And later on, when you have a look, you can tell that it's now insulated, and it hasn't moved. I had a concern about vermin nesting in the material. Doesn't seem to have happened at all, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I don't think we've had to burn as much fuel to keep that section of the house warmer. We've noticed that the wood pile has not diminished as much as it normally does. The bedrooms now are nowhere near as cold as they were, so I can say that that's been an advantage. The other aspect of work out here is a lot of us work in city, so we're not here during the day, so you have to trust the people to be in your home while you're not here. That's not necessarily an easy thing to do, but ecoMaster were one of the few that I didn't have to worry about giving them a key so that they could get in here and do the work they needed to do. So I think that would be the one big positive thing that I took out of it. The service that was provided, number one, was professional. It was personal. They were direct. They didn't tell any lies. What they said they'd do, they did. They did it in the time frame that they said they would do it. The follow-up was fantastic. I had a phone call out of the blue to find out if I was happy with what had been done and other whatnot, which I thought was pretty good. Yeah, I'd have no problems at all recommending them to anyone who asked me. All of them were very nice to talk to, very approachable. I was impressed from start to finish. It was just the speed and efficiency with which they did things. They were always very helpful. Always got back to you when they said they would. Yeah, as a company, and they were very good. I couldn't complain. Because they've done the job right the first time, and they're also local, which I like. They would always be in the mix.